Hello everyone, welcome to CricketNext Live. Hello everyone, welcome to CricketNext Live. Today I'm sure that you all are excited for the India versus
Welcome
Pakistan
to
match.
CricketNext Live. Today, I'm sure that you all are excited.
There's some technical glitch that we are facing. So welcome everyone to CricketNext Live. Today we are talking about India versus Pakistan
There's some
match.
technical
It
glitch that we
is
are facing. So, welcome everyone to CricketNext. We are talking.
Okay, so I believe the technical glitch has been rectified. So, welcome everyone to Cricket Next Live. And I'm very sure that you all must be excited for India versus Pakistan match today. And as we are very excited to talk about this match, there's so many things to talk about, isn't it? It's about the match, the playing 11, the squad, and a lot more things. So today, while talking about India versus Pakistan match, we'll also discuss a few of your ideas, a few of your takes on what the match will be. And to discuss that, I have with me two very special guests. I would like to introduce you to Vineet Ramakrishnan and Saikat Ghosh. Hello, Vineet. Hello, Saikat.
Hello guys, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All
I'm
well,
good.
all well.
I hope you all are excited for today's match.
Has to be. I mean, it's 1 year in the making, to be honest. So yeah, looking forward to that. India can avenge the loss or not. Yeah, interesting. Would be interesting, and yeah, should be an edge of a thriller contest. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
excited is just an understatement. I think a lot of people are going to go crazy tonight to watch India versus Pakistan, I'm sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Vineet and Saikat, as you mentioned that, a lot of people will be going crazy to watch today's match. Vineet, I would like to start from you. We are seeing this match, the clash of two big teams today after almost 10 months. We saw them in 2021 T20 World Cup and now they'll be coming ahead. So in that case, what do you think, what all changes have been done in Indian team and how those changes will affect India in today's match?
Look, first of all, talking about the changes, it's a different mindset altogether. You know, if you go back and look at what happened in the 2021 T20I World Cup, where India lost to Pakistan quite miserably, to be honest. So there's been a stark change in the mindset, the way they play T20I cricket. There's been a very evident constant push of being aggressive right from the start. In terms of personnels, there's not much change. I mean, the top three remains the same: KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, and Virat Kohli. But again, there is a difference in their approach. Rohit Sharma is not looking to play that sheet anchor role anymore. He's looking to go aggressive. KL Rahul has also spoken about it openly, though we have not seen him play as much. But there is a very, very, very evident change in the way India is approaching T20I cricket. You look at the kind of people they have selected down the order as well in Pant, Dinesh Karthik. These are all specialized guys who can, like, six hitters, to be honest, if you can call them. So that is the mindset that India is going with, and that is the biggest change for me. You know, in these 8 months of whatever cricket they have played, bilateral cricket and everything, the emphasis has been on, to play aggressive brand of cricket. And look, Asia Cup is just a precursor to what is the larger picture for the T20I World Cup. So whatever they are doing it here is going to set the template for them for the T20I World Cup. So interesting that way. Not much of personal changes, but then again, yeah, mindset is the biggest change for me here.
Absolutely. As you talked about the mindset, I know, from past couple of months, we are hearing constantly about change in approach. I would like to know from you how much that will create an impact in today's match.
So Ramya, it will make a lot of impact because I really believe, as Vineet mentioned, that we do the personnel, when it comes to the personnel, we don't have that much amount of change, just a couple of change. But I do believe when you have a different leader at the helm, the attitude starts to change. And Rohit Sharma, it's not like he's not like Virat Kohli, but in his demeanor. But when it comes to playing on the field, he's pretty much aggressive. He's experimenting right from the word get go. Uh, Personally, I would really like to see how Hardik Pandya plays in the middle order, because if you see from last T20 World Cup, this time Hardik Pandya is a completely he has gone he has renovated himself, he has evolved himself. Comes in the middle order, batting so well, bowling so well. They have got Yuzvendra Chahal, who has been, firing at all cylinders. So personally, for me, definitely you could say that we don't have that much change in personnel, but the philosophy of playing T20 cricket has changed a bit since last 10 months.
Absolutely. And Saikat, you've already mentioned, how Hardik Pandya and Yuzi Chahal will be the key points. Vineet, I would like to know from you, who are the two key pickers that you would actually eye for in today's match from the Indian squad?
Look, it's from the Indian squad. It's quite difficult that way. Look, it's a star-studded team, right? Look at that squad: Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Surya Kumar Yadav. I can just go on and on. There's nobody. I mean, you can keep them out. But for me, look, everybody is talking about Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, India's batting. Everybody is talking about the finishers, DK, Pant. Even for Pakistan, there's a lot of talk about Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan. But for me, the key here, or the two, or one player that I'm really looking forward to, or for me, becomes a game changer of sort, not just for the India-Pakistan clash, just for the entire tournament also, is Yajwendra Chahal. Saigat briefly mentioned that he's going all guns blazing, right? He is at the top of his form right now. He is somebody who missed out on that T20I World Cup spot. That's something, that's a big miss for him. And right from there, he has performed really well. And it's just a case of somebody not being in the limelight, but able to deliver the goods. You have seen what happened in the last game, yesterday's game, that was against Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, how spinners did well. It is the same track, it is the same pitch, so spinners are going to rule the roost. And in that to that effect, Yajwendra Chahal as a spinner is miles ahead of than anyone else, be it be it Shadab Khan or Mohammad Rawaz for Pakistan. So for me, it has to be Yajwendra Chahal. The 8 overs of Chahal and most likely Ravindra Jadeja is the one I'm looking forward to, or could be the game changer, not just for this game, but for the entire tournament. 8 overs of spin in the middle, both for Pakistan, for India, even for other teams as well.
Absolutely. And you clearly mentioned about Yuzvendra Chahal and spinners. And on that note, I would like to know from you, Vineet, and then Saikat, what about from the Pakistan squad? Two picks that you would actually eye for in today's match.
It's just a case of over reliance for Pakistan, to be honest. Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan. That these are the two names that I'll come up with, and the reason being, last time around you saw what they did. Single-handedly won the match for Pakistan, and there's nobody else. If there was a Shaheen Shah Afridi, I would have picked him as a game changer, but I don't see anybody else there. So it has to be Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan as the two key guys for Pakistan. And if India are able to knock them over early, that's game set done. As simple as that.
What about you, Saikat?
Pakistan, it's a different team to India. They completely rely on their anchors. That would be your captain Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, and Fakhar Zaman. If you can get these three people out, I'm pretty much sure Pakistan is going to struggle. Now, your question to me is, who's going to be those two players? I'm definitely going to say Babar Azam, and one would be Shadab Khan, because Shadab Khan is not only a very good spinner, he can really bat well. He could be the game changer. If I could take you back to October 2021, when India lost the match to Pakistan, Imad Wasim did his part. Actually, Imad Wasim's role was not much discussed in India's loss, but we cannot ignore the fact that being a slow ball bowler, being a spinner, Shadab Khan can come into play on this pitch in Dubai.
Right, absolutely. And while you told us your favorite picks for today's match, I would also request all the people who are watching our live, you can let us know your picks for today's match and what are you eyeing for from today's match. On that note, Vineet, I would like to know your playing 11. Although I have set my playing 11, but I want to know that whether it will match with yours or not.
Quite interesting for playing 11 for India. I mean, yeah, it's straightforward. I mean, there are quite a lot of players who pick themselves. That is Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul and Virat Kohli, of course, your top three is going to be that. I'll put a Suryakumar Yadav at number 4, a Rishabh Pant at number 5. And look, in terms of bowlers, again, India don't have much options in terms of pace bowlers. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Ashdeep is are the two bowlers that I'll go with. I'll have Avesh Khan sit this one out. The key factor, I mean, it's a toss-up between, Dinesh Karthik. How do you fit in Dinesh Karthik? If Pant is playing, Dinesh Karthik doesn't, find a spot. Is something that I also consider. Earlier, I was of the opinion that both Pant and DK can play, but that would, weaken the Indian bowling and the sixth bowling option. So I'll have to, make DK sit, Hardik at number 6, Ravindra Jadeja at number 7. And one of the spinners, I'll probably go with Yajuvendra Chahal and go with two pacers in Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Arshdeep Singh, and Hardik Pandya as my part-time or the third seamer. So yeah, that's my 11. I'll probably sit out DK and Ravichandran Ashwin from this squad and Avesh Khan.
Absolutely. In my playing 11 also, I don't think that in this match DK will play. But DK is the one person, we all want to be there on the pitch, the struggles that he have done and, what he has done in previous matches. But on the other side, because Vineet has already told his playing 11 for India, Saikat, my question to you is for the other team. What about playing 11 of Pakistan's team?
Pakistan looks really one-dimensional. You got to pick Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, Fakhar Zaman has to be your number 1, 2, 3. For me, number 4, I believe there's a guy called Haider Ali. He should be playing number 4. But the conventional thought says the number 4 is going to be Iftikhar Ahmed. And then at number 5, you have got to have Asif Ali. Last time when T20 World Cup happened, Asif Ali really went big against New Zealand, Scotland. And let's not forget that in the last tournament, there was Shoaib Malik as well. So even this time, they have dropped Shoaib Malik from the middle order. I don't know what's the rationale behind it. But coming back to the playing 11, let me begin right at the top. Number 1 would be Babar Azam. Number 2, Mohammad Rizwan. Number 3 will be Fakhar Zaman. Number 4 for me will be Haider Ali. Number 5, Iftikhar Ahmed. Number 6 is going to be Asif Ali. Then number 7, you've got Shadab Khan. Number 8 is going to be your Hassan Ali. Number 9, Haris Rauf, Naseem Shah, number 10, and number 11 has got to be Usman Qadir, who is the son of Abdul Qadir.
Absolutely. So while we are talking about the squad, and you mentioned about Hassan Ali, and a lot of injury things are going around, do you think that the Pakistan team will miss Shaheen Shah Afridi and Mohammad Wasim Jr.?
Definitely they're going to miss it. Let's be very clear and let's be very frank. This Pakistan lineup looked pedestrian, and now the team that they brought here, they had Shaheen Shah Afridi, he is gone. Now you've got Mohammad Wasim Jr., he is gone. So how many places are you have at your disposal? It's look a very weak pace attack. You have got Hassan Ali who has a reputation, who is popular among Pakistan fans. But let's not forget that Hassan Ali can be really, really flamboyant. Sometimes he can be really good, and then just like his team, he can be wayward. So the bowling looks a bit weak on the paper. But yeah, definitely they're going to miss Shaheen Shah for sure.
What's your take, Vineet, on that? Do you agree with Saikat?
Absolutely. Look, Pakistan, as I said at the top of the show, that for Pakistan, it has to be Shaheen Shah Afridi. Look, he was a game changer. Yes, of course, India also does not have the services of their premier fast bowler Jasprit Bumrah, but Shaheen Shah Afridi with his left arm pace, and he's somebody who can dismantle any bowling attack. I mean, Jasprit Bumrah, to give him all the credit, he also is an equally good bowler, but it comes to dismantling a batting lineup. There's hardly a better left arm pacers do that better, to be honest. So Shaheen Shah Afridi is going to be a big miss, and if Shaheen Shah Afridi was playing, I would have given the edge to Pakistan here. But yeah, with Afridi not being there, I completely concur with Saikat that the bowling attack looks very pedestrian. Even if they had Mohammad Wasim Jr., it's a case of they don't have international experience, be it Mohammad Wasim Jr. or Naseem Shah. Only Hassan Ali is the one who with credible experience, but then again, he has been out of the team for a long time, so you don't know the kind of form he is in. In Shahnawaz, Dhani, and Mohammad Nawaz even, or part-time of Iftikhar Ahmed. All of them are PSL guys who has done well in the domestic, league of Pakistan, but not much at the international level. And this is about India Pakistan more than skill set, more than anything else. It's about the nerves. Who holds their nerves better? We have seen in the past that somebody who has a steal of nerve, Jasprit Bumrah, losing it and bowling that no ball. So anybody can lose it. So for a young team and experienced players like them, it's going to be extra hard, extra pressure. And when you have guys like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, looking to go all guns blazing at you, it's not going to be easy. And for Pakistan, yeah, their bowling without Afridi looks absolutely pedestrian. Shadab Khan, Saikat mentioned that he could be the trump guy, but look, in that lineup, he is the most experienced bowler. And so that way, it's tough. It'll be tough for Pakistan. So yeah, completely agree with Saikat. Whatever points he mentioned about Pakistan bowling being very weak. Not to say that India's bowling is that strong. It's also weak, but comparatively, India have it better.
Right. And I'm very glad that you mentioned about Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, because Virat Kohli is one topic that we really can't miss. And especially the video that came yesterday where he talked about, how important it is to address mental issues. But there's one point in that, we all were talking about his lean patch, and then he took a break of a month, and then he's coming directly into Asia Cup. Do you think he will score big? My question is to both Vineet and Saikat. Vineet, you can continue.
About the mental aspect of the game, or Virat Kohli coming back to form?
So he mentioned, that how important it is to address such issues. But we have seen he was going through lean patch and then 1 month of a break. Then he is coming directly into Asia Cup. How will all those things affect his performance today?
Affect his performance? I hope it affects it in a good manner, because there's not been much of a performance from him, honestly. So I'm just hoping, it's about hope that he does well. Of all the things that he has said, one thing that has come out is that he's accepting his position, right? Whatever issues that he has with his batting, or whatever mental space that he is in, he's accepting that. Look, as a player, he's a great player. There's no doubting his skill set. There is no doubting his mental toughness also. Look, the kind of pressure an Indian captain goes through, and the kind of pressure he goes through as a batsman, nobody else, maybe a Sachin Tendulkar, maybe Saurav Ganguly, it's just that kind of pressure. So the pressure is not something, or mental toughness is not something you will argue against for Virat Kohli. Whatever he has told you, whatever he has told us, I mean, in terms of all the interviews that he has done, it shows that he has that hunger, is what my take is. He has that hunger to do well, to do more. There's a second coming of Virat Kohli, and it's going to be hard on all the other batsmen. It's going to be something else, is what my guess is. But the brass tacks of it is he has to perform. Look, there's no uncertainty. He is not a certainty to the T20 World Cup squad, right? And he was not a certainty in the Asia Cup squad as well. Just because as a senior, he has been talked about that, but he has to perform. If not here, look, the next game is against Hong Kong. Doesn't really matter. Look, he might not even get a game there. So it's going to be against Pakistan. And look, he has 7 games he has played, 311 runs, averages around 70. He's a big match player. He's somebody who likes the pressure. If he has to perform, this is the game he has to perform. I do believe that you will see the Virat Kohli of old this time around today, for sure.
And Vineet, you very well said, this is the match he needs to perform. And we are all waiting for that kind of performance that he used to do. And on that note, Saikat, I'll share his T20 records, and I'll require your comment on that, on how he will perform, taking these stats into consideration.
Guys, you can see it right there in the slide. So many runs, classy player. I mean, class player is just an understatement for a guy like Virat Kohli. But let me answer you, and my first part of the answer would be the mental health aspect. Let me tell you this: guys like Virat Kohli, people like him who have an aura, who have a stature, they've never been so candid about their mental health. So first of all, kudos to him that he came out and said, look, guys, I have trouble dealing with these issues, which means that if a guy like Virat Kohli can go through this, then a guy like Karun Nair can also go through that sort of issue, which is very good for the youngsters who are coming up, because now they can justify their mental health issues and cite a guy like Virat Kohli that, if a guy like him can go through it, so can I. Now, coming back to the second part of your question, that whether Virat Kohli will score or not. So now taking from what Vineet had said that, he feels like, Virat Kohli of old will turn up. But this is the same thing that has been said about Virat Kohli when he was stripped of his captaincy. When he was stripped of his captaincy and he came to the IPL 2022, your fans were saying that, all that burden of captaincy, all that bad blood is now gone, and Virat Kohli is completely free, and he's going to come out, he's going to become the orange cap holder. But then what happened? He didn't score. Let's face it, guys. A player has a peak, and a peak lasts for a limited amount of time. For Virat Kohli, the peak has passed. I'm very sure Virat Kohli is going to score runs, but it's not going to be the Virat Kohli of the old. That's for sure.
Absolutely, you make a point there, Saikat. But the whole month when Virat Kohli was missing in action, there was one thing that was really, really debatable, that whether Babar Azam will take over Virat Kohli or not. And a brief comment over that, Vineet. Does that discussion make sense in international cricket? The comparison between Babar Azam and Virat Kohli?
Well, you said it right at the top, right? Does it make sense? I seriously don't think so. It doesn't make sense right now. Babar Azam, for all the good, potential that he has, it's about longevity. You have to, assess everybody on that scale. Virat Kohli's longevity has been amazing. Babar Azam is on the right track. Look at the numbers. 74 matches, what, 2,600 runs. I mean, that's amazing. He's on the right track, but right now does not make sense at all. He may not break Kohli's record. He may not break whatever other records that are there on offer. But right now you just enjoy the talent that he is. But more than the talent he has with the bat, what I'm impressed by the most is his level-headedness as a captain. Amazing, terrific. That's something that I take into consideration, and it comes to a lot of things. But yeah, not the right time to discuss or compare Kohli and Babar Azam, the batsman, for now.
Can I add a
Absolutely.
point here?
Yeah, sure, Saikat.
You know what? Before we compare Virat Kohli with Babar Azam, let's just accept the fact that Babar Azam started almost 7 or 8 years later. I mean, Kohli came into the international cricket in 2008. Babar Azam started in 2014, and he came of age in 2015. So right now, if you're comparing Babar Azam, then this is Babar Azam of 2012. If you compare him vis-a-vis Virat Kohli. So right
Yeah.
now, the greatness level is not going to be that good of Virat Kohli. But let's not forget that Babar Azam has age on his side. Maybe it's 26, 27. I don't know his exact age, but is 5 or 7 years younger than Virat Kohli is. So Babar Azam batting at the top, being the captain, and with the kind of team that he has, I think he's going to be the Brian Lara of West Indies. The single-handed man for Pakistan. I mean, whenever Pakistan goes, if you see, Pakistan went to Australia in 2019, and the whole Australian media was covering Babar Azam. They were not covering Pakistan cricket team. They were covering Babar Azam. So you clearly know that the hype is there around him. But only time will tell whether he'll match Virat Kohli or not.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, there is Babar Azam in international cricket, and it's too soon to compare him with Virat Kohli or any other batter for that matter. But before I go to the rapid fire questions and all that sort of stuff, I would like to show you one comment. Shankara Raman asks, "Will both DK and Pant play? I feel Huda or Ash can play for DK." I would like you guys to address this question.
Saika, you can take this. We have had a long discussions over this.
Yeah, Mr. Raman, let me tell you, will both DK and Pant play? It's not going to happen. We have 11 players in the side. There is a huge competition for your number 5, number 6, and number 7. Now, you have got Rishabh Pant, who has been dropped from the West Indies squad. Do you know why? Because in the priority list, Rishabh Pant comes much above than Dinesh Karthik. And that is my question to the BCCI selectors. Then why would you bring a guy like Dinesh Karthik back into the national side? It just doesn't make sense. Dinesh Karthik is not going to play in this game. We are pretty sure about it. And just you might as well forget playing both of them in the playing 11. That's not going to happen.
Right. Very well answered. Vineet, any of your points on this question?
Absolutely mirror what Saikat said. I mean, it's a copy paste comment. I really don't see. Look, I was a big DK backer, and I'd seen DK, the finisher. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but as he rightly pointed out, it's a larger picture. If you have a Pant In the middle order, DK does not find a place, and if DK doesn't find a place in the playing 11, what is he doing in the squad? Give a younger guy, Ishan Kishan, there, a chance at that, playing 11. So yeah, I exactly mirror my thoughts of what Saikat is.
Right, right. So while I move to the next segment, I would request all the people who are watching our live, you can post your questions in the comment section and we'll be very glad to take your questions. On that note, Saket, I would start with you. Your favorite India versus Pakistan clash up till now. We have some of them listed here, but your favorite.
Well, Surema, that's an interesting question. There are a lot of it. But I believe 2010 Asia Cup match was really, really close. It was an intense match. It went down right to the wire. We have got so many battles. Gautam Gambhir taking on Kamran Akmal. We have got Shoaib Akhtar taking on Harbhajan Singh. And let me take you back to that match. Pakistan batted first and they scored around 260, 270. And India were doing really well. They were chasing it down. They were 180 for 3. And then suddenly wickets started to fall. MS Dhoni was there, but then he went out. And then suddenly things become so dicey. The match, went right down to the wire. When Harbhajan Singh came, last over he came out and he hit that six and then showed something to Shoaib Akhtar. So to me, that was the most intense Asia Cup match ever.
Absolutely. And Saikat, you have done a great job of not picking any of these four options that are listed on the screen. So that makes a right choice of which one did you like the most. Vineet, now tough call on you.
No, actually, not a tough call. Look, from my memory, is the 2010 game because of whatever Saikat said. The ebbs and flows of that game was at a different level. And I just did a video a couple of days back talking about the camaraderie that these Indian players have. Babar Azam meeting, Joeli and Jazvendra Chahal, Rishabh Pant. There was no love lost in that 2010 team. There was a lot of hot-headed guys there. Kamran Akmal, Gautam Gambhir, Shoaib Akhtar, Harbhajan Singh, and that added to the intrigue of that game. And as Saikat mentioned, India were at the top sometime. Then Pakistan came back. Then you had Harbhajan Singh hitting that massive six that still etched in my memory so vividly. With that altercation with Shoaib Akhtar. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to close games, when it comes to memorable games, I'll pick that up. There's another game, the 1988 game, which I would admit that I have not seen it. I just read about it. That was also pretty close because it was a low scoring affair. 142 odd runs Pakistan scored, and India did a hash of that run chase. But then again, from what my memory, it has to be that 2010 game. Another personal favorite of mine in terms of games is the 2012 Asia Cup where Kohli scored that 183. Because personally for me, that innings really foreshadowed the ODI career that Kohli would go on to have. It was just a month before he scored that amazingly 133 in Hobart, chasing that 40 overs down against Sri Lanka, and then he came this 183. So that's also one of my personal favorites, so to speak, in terms of performances. But yeah, I have to agree with Saikat here when it comes to close games. Recent close game, it has to be the 2010 game in Dambulla.
Absolutely. No doubt about that 2010 match. Saikat, again, a quick question and answer round for you. That what are the two strengths and weaknesses of Indian team moving ahead in this match?
I think the strength has to be our jam-packed batting order. Look at our batting order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Proven champions, proven match winners. That's our huge strength. Our weakness has got to be our pace attack. I mean, look at this squad. Arshdeep Singh, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Avesh Khan. Where are the pacers? You have got Ashwin, you have got Chahal, but where are the pacers? Your one pacer, Harshal Patel, was going to play. He's gone. Jasprit Bumrah is gone. Now, where are the pacers? I ask. So our bowling attack looks really weak, and similarly, contrastingly, our batting is jam-packed, full of match winners, and full of strength. Also, I would add that we have got a lot of variation in our side. We have got spinners like Chahal, we have got Jadeja, who can bowl fast at times, and when it comes to the match situation, they can also bowl slow through the air. So I think to me, these are the advantages of India.
Absolutely. And as this curtain raiser thing is coming back and forth, Vineet, I would like to know, I would like that you raise the curtain from the strongest points of Team Pakistan and also the weakness.
Look, the strong point for Pakistan are the two top guys, that are Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam. Of course, another strong point for them is when you talk about Pakistan, it's their unpredictability, the mercurial factor that they have. You just don't know what they do, or what team turns up. So that's their strength and weakness, so to speak. They are unpredictable because you haven't seen much of Iftikhar Ahmed or Asif Ali or even Shahnawaz Dhani for that matter. At least the Indian players. So that unpredictability bit would be my weakness plus a strength there. And in terms of weakness, it's very clear. The bowling just lacks the bite without a Shaheen Shah Afridi. That's it. That would be my biggest weakness for Pakistan.
Absolutely. And while in our comment section, there are people routing for India and Pakistan. People are cheering. Few are saying India, India. The other ones are saying Pakistan. Guys, we'll get to know who wins this match after the match itself. But don't keep your enthusiasm any low, because this match requires that energy. But moving to our last question and keeping the head-to-head record in mind, Saikat, I would like to ask win percentage, honest win percentage to India and Pakistan.
I think it's going to be 65-35 in India's favor.
Okay. And Vineet, what about you?
I'll add another 5, 70-30 to India.
That's great. That's great. So while we will be seeing India and Pakistan in today's match, one last question, and we'll be then closing our live session for the day, and then we'll be connecting back after the game. But before that, Vineet, I want to know that who will open. You did a video a couple of days back and about opening conundrum of India's team. What will be the opening combination?
Look, logically, it has to be Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul. That is going to be what it is. But you know what? I would love a fairy tale if I see Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli come out to open. What a sight that would be. Logically, it is KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma. But I would, from a wish list point of view, I want to see Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli come out to open for India.
Absolutely. What about you, Saikat?
Definitely, as Vineet said, there was this match against England last year in 2021 when Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli came out to open, and they almost had almost a 70 plus opening partnership. Just as Vineet said, if my heart says, I would say Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, but my mind says Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul is going to open.
Right. Let's see what they have to offer in today's match. It'll be great to see, as Vineet said, that Rohit and Virat combination will be great for all of us. But let's see what happens. So thank you so much, Vineet and Saikat, for connecting with me and giving such grateful insights about what today's match will be. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you to all the viewers who have been with us throughout this conversation. And I would like to tell you once again that do connect with us after the match, because we will be having a fun conversation again. So do stay with us and enjoy the match. Take care. Thank you, everyone.